in the learning industry, everyone talks about the Netflix of learning, but why aren't there people talking about the Spotify of learning, right?
Carl, we've been talking today about Spotify and how much we love Spotify, how much Spotify grabs us and has changed the way we consume music. But you and I also talk about it a lot as something we can learn from when it comes to learning and engaging people in digital world. You know. So first of all, I want to ask you, what gets you about Spotify? Why is Spotify so great for you?
Well. 5 years ago, was it? Maybe 6 years ago, first got my first Spotify account, and I got it when company I was working for actually launched it as one of their products, so I got to kind of test it as it got to New Zealand. And the first thing that amazed me was its ability to start kind of giving you recommendations, and then it just got better and better and better over time. So giving you this Discovery Monday, so every Monday gives you a list of songs that it thinks you would like. And then every Friday, it says new releases. So if it's a band or a musician that you like, could like it, go, oh, these guys have just released some new music. So they've got all these regular playlists, and it's like, it's like a personal radio that's always trying to play your greatest hits for you and taking these. And we've been fans of it over the years. It just keeps getting better and better. So it's almost like they're not really a music company. They're more a lot of play you stuff that you really enjoy. And in the learning industry, everyone talks about the Netflix of learning, but why aren't there people talking about the Spotify of learning, right? Wouldn't it be cool to go, this is the new learning that would be awesome for you to check out, or this is the stuff that's just been released? It's all the same to me in my mind. Is how do you curate that information? So I find it really exciting.
Yeah, and I think most people that have used Spotify will agree that they are really good at predicting what we would like. And, you know, those playlists have stuck around for so long because they're really good, and they do kind of show you new music. You know, how many bands have we discovered through shared playlists, or, you know, just influencing our music and not only visiting the awesome bands from the past, but also learning new music and current music through those playlists as well.
And you can even kind of get hive mind. So there's a couple of collaborative playlists that a group of friends and family kind of made. And once it kind of figures out their playlist, it can start recommending new songs to put on their playlist for you as well. So it may not even be your own personal selection. It can start getting your family's favorite songs, or the party you went to with this theme's favorite songs. So it's very cool, and it's smart, and it gets it right more often than not, which is very cool, very cool.
Yeah, and, you know, we're thinking about this from a learning perspective. Imagine, and, you know, I like this Spotify of learning instead of a Netflix of learning. So what we're really talking about is next level curation, you know, next level content curation. So Spotify does it by curating all the songs of the world and then learning about your habits, and then giving you the songs that you might like. And just, I dare to dream of, you know, modern learning that can do the same, and that kind of learning environment where you're recommending to others, you're talking to people, you know, there's definitely something there. And I think there's, you know, people have tried to create that. I don't think we've really seen it yet in the world of particularly in sort of that sort of adult learning space. I don't think we've kind of reached the Spotify of learning yet. Yeah.
And it's, I guess it's, Spotify's kind of pioneering the different ways of trying to figure out the best way of curating. I read this great article. It was published on the Medium, and it's called "How Does Spotify Know You So Well?" And we'll link it so you can check out the full article. And what they do is they go through and kind of highlight all the good stuff about Spotify we just spoke about, but they talk about the three things or three ways that it kind of how it uses artificial intelligence to find the best matches for you. And there's three key ones, and I'll just quickly go through them. The first one is collaborative filtering, and that's what Netflix does. It's based on your behavior and others' behaviors, will do recommendation. So if I listen to 5 songs and say Nat listens to 3 of those 5 songs, it's going to go, well, these 2 are compatible. Let's share one of Carl's songs and Nat's songs and swap them over, that type of thing, in the simplest way. So based on what you do and what others do, you're more likely to be liking it into the same music. Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the simplest way of doing it, but it's going to get you some good results, right? Because imagine there's lots of cars that have old school 90s and 80s hair metal.
Let's not go too deep into our Spotify personas.
Proud of been training my.
What are the other two ways that they help curate?
Well, okay, so that's the most common way. That's how Netflix recommends what you watch. So if you like 5 shows, it will go, okay, X other person likes them other shows, so show them this. The other one is natural language processing, where it goes through and analyzes all the text out there on the internet about that song. So who's into it, what it is about. It's not just knowing the lyrics of the song. It's buzzwords, people, websites, and they can start constructing models about who will be interested into listening to this. So this is going like way more meta than just what the song is doing and what people are listening to. It's where is it in society and how is it trending online. So that's very, very modern and something very new, right? And then the final one is audio models, where it literally breaks down the signature of the music and then starts modeling what you listen to and seeing what you're into from actual constructed, how it's constructed model.
And I suspect that's where they get their things like their running playlists, where you choose a beat per minute that you want to run it, and then it collates a group of songs. Yeah,
and that's just one level of what it would be is like, what's its speed? So therefore it gets tagged with its beats per minute, so it gets generated into its own little playlist. So actually breaking it down to like
the complexity of this sort of prediction model is just getting sort of exponentially bigger. So if you look at Netflix uses this, and then Spotify, but it's amazing the kind of insights and sort of humans are quite predictable when we look at ourselves en masse, and so there must be applications for the same concept when it comes to learning and how we pick up new skills and what we like to engage with and what we like to read and what we like to watch, and even just simple things like people who prefer to read an article over watch an article, and really understanding how humans interact with digital media would be a real benefit to.
Natural language processing is like, can it start discovering what course or what industry is booming right now? So recommends you to check out the skill set that you may not even be aware of because the way it's being talked about and how it's trending, opposed to how many people have done the course, because it's old data, right?
Or the predictors of what's going to be needed in 5 years' time or 10 years' time in a particular location, or that sort of stuff. Yeah. Oh, we could talk about this one for
I think AI is a totally kind of like, we could go on forever about it, but I guess the biggest insight around what Spotify can show us is, what I've seen is it's keep getting better. So they didn't just sit down and go, oh, we're the best at predicting and just stuck with one thing. They're always releasing new ways of interpreting their data. There's new mix tapes, so different mixes every day now. So different moods, different playlists that they just automatically generate. So what it looks like is they're collecting as much data as possible and then going, what can we do with it? Like, how do we display this data in a different way because we've already collected it? So I suspect that's why they've switched to these other methods of gathering data, because the more data you get, that's where your running playlists come from. So we now know how fast they play, right?
Yeah.
Opposed to just, Carl, listen to the song, Nature, listen to the song. You don't know if someone's running or not or whatever. You don't know what the beats per minute are. So yeah, I'm super excited with that kind of the idea of getting more data so you can curate better.
That's great. Thanks very much, Carl. Really interesting. And let's continue the discussion online.
Yeah.
That's been Insights. Thanks very much for listening. We'll talk to you again soon.
See ya.